Maya adjusted her hat as she stepped out of the small aircraft onto the soft, damp ground at the edge of the jungle. The air was thick with the smell of wet earth and the sound of insects buzzing loudly. She took a deep breath, feeling both excitement and nervousness. This was no ordinary jungle. Satellite signals had pointed to unusual energy readings in this area, readings that did not match any known human technology. Maya knew her team was about to make a discovery that could change the way people saw the world. Her team consisted of 3 other members. Liam, the engineer, was checking the drones they had brought to map the jungle. Sarah, the biologist, crouched to examine a strange glowing plant. And Omar, the geologist, knelt near a cluster of rocks that seemed older than anything he had ever studied. Each of them felt the same mix of fear and wonder, knowing that they were standing at the edge of something incredible. "Look at this," Sarah said, pointing to a small flower glowing faintly in shades of blue and green. "I have never seen anything like it. Its energy readings are unusual." Maya knelt beside her and gently touched the petals. The flower pulsed softly, almost like it was alive in a way beyond normal plants. "This is just the beginning," she said with a smile. "I can feel it. There is something deeper in this jungle, waiting for us." As they moved further into the forest, the trees grew taller and closer together. The sunlight barely reached the ground, and thick vines hung from the branches. Strange sounds echoed around them. Birds with feathers that shimmered in colors she had never imagined flew overhead. Small animals with bright eyes darted between the trees. Maya felt her heartbeat quicken. This place was alive in ways that humans had almost forgotten. Liam led the way with a small scanner in his hand. "The readings are getting stronger," he said. "Whatever is causing this energy, it is definitely below the surface." They arrived at a clearing where the ground seemed unusually smooth. Omar knelt to examine it. "The soil is different here," he said. "It is compacted in layers that look like they were shaped by hands, not nature. Maybe there is something buried under this ground." Maya looked around, thinking. She had explored many jungles before, but nothing had prepared her for this. The plants, the trees, even the air seemed to hum with power. "We need to be careful," she said. "If this is what I think it is, there could be traps or protections. But we must continue. We are close." The team carefully followed a narrow path marked by glowing mushrooms. The light from the fungi guided them deeper into the jungle. Every step revealed more wonders. Some trees had bark that reflected light like mirrors. Streams ran with water that shimmered like silver. Maya felt awe, but also a deep respect. This was a jungle that had been untouched for centuries, and they were intruders in its quiet world. After hours of walking, they reached a massive stone wall hidden behind thick vines. It was covered with moss, but Maya could see intricate carvings on its surface. Symbols she did not recognize twisted and turned across the stone. The wall was unlike anything she had seen before. Her pulse quickened. "This is it," she whispered. "This is what we were looking for." Liam ran his hand along the carvings. "It looks like a door," he said, "but it is huge. And it has been here for hundreds, maybe thousands of years." Sarah studied the patterns carefully. "These symbols, they seem alive. The shapes change slightly when you look at them from different angles. It is like they are waiting for us to understand them." Maya's eyes scanned the wall. She noticed faint grooves along the edges, almost like tracks for a hidden mechanism. She touched one of them and felt a subtle vibration beneath her fingers. "This is not just a wall," she said. "It is a gateway. I can feel it." Suddenly, the ground trembled lightly. A small crack appeared at the base of the stone wall. The vines shifted, revealing a narrow opening. Maya took a deep breath. "This is our path. Be ready for anything. The jungle has protected this place for centuries. Now it is our turn to step inside." The team gathered their equipment and moved carefully toward the opening. The air grew cooler as they entered the tunnel. Faint light glowed from the walls, illuminating strange shapes that seemed to move just beyond the corner of their eyes. Maya felt a thrill of excitement mixed with caution. The jungle above had been alive with energy, but this underground world seemed even more mysterious. She paused and looked at her team. Whatever we find here, we must be careful, respectful, and ready to learn. This is not just about discovery. This is about understanding. With that, Maya stepped forward into the unknown, her team close behind. The hidden kingdom beneath the jungle was waiting, and they were about to begin an adventure that no human had ever imagined. The tunnel stretched ahead like a dark ribbon, winding downward beneath the jungle. Maya led the team carefully, their lamps cutting through the shadows and revealing walls covered in strange glowing moss. The air was cool and damp, carrying a scent of earth mixed with something sweet, almost like honey. Each step echoed softly, and the team moved silently, listening to the gentle drip of water somewhere deep ahead. Liam walked beside Maya, checking his scanner constantly. "The energy readings are getting stronger," he said in a low voice. "Whatever is down here, it is powerful." Maya nodded. "We need to be alert. This is not just a tunnel. I can feel that there is something waiting for us at the end." Sarah bent down to examine a small pool of water along the tunnel wall. Tiny glowing fish swam inside, illuminating the water like living lanterns. "Even the life here is extraordinary," she whispered. "This tunnel is alive in ways we do not fully understand." Omar paused to touch the walls. The stone was smooth and cool, but he noticed faint patterns etched into it, similar to the carvings outside. "These markings are ancient," he said. "They are not just decoration. They might be instructions or warnings. We should watch every step." The tunnel began to curve, leading downward more steeply. Maya felt a slight vibration under her feet, like the heartbeat of the earth itself. She looked at her team. "Stay close. We are approaching something important." As they continued, they noticed a faint glow ahead. It grew brighter with every step, revealing a massive stone door carved into the rock face. It was taller than any doorway they had ever seen, covered in glowing symbols that pulsed gently in rhythm with the vibrations Maya had felt earlier. Strange plants wrapped around the doorframe, their leaves shimmering as if reflecting the light from within. "This is incredible," Sarah whispered, her eyes wide. "The energy here is unlike anything we have studied. It is as if the tunnel itself has been guiding us to this point." Maya studied the door carefully. She saw faint lines that suggested the stones could move, but there was no visible handle or key. "This is not a normal door," she said. "It is designed to protect something. It wants to be opened, but only by the right people." Liam crouched near the base of the door, running his fingers along the stone. "There are grooves here," he said. "If we align these symbols in the right order, maybe the door will respond." Omar examined the glowing moss on the walls. The plants seemed to react to touch. Perhaps the combination of human interaction and the energy of this place will open the door. Maya looked at her team, feeling a mix of hope and caution. "We must be careful, precise, and respectful. This is a gateway to something extraordinary. Let's take our time." Together, they studied the symbols, tracing patterns with their fingers, aligning lines, and pressing certain points as the moss responded to their touch. Slowly, the glowing symbols shifted, pulsing faster, as if the door was awakening. A low rumble shook the tunnel, and small particles of dust fell from the ceiling. The door vibrated gently, and a narrow opening appeared at the base. A rush of cool air escaped, carrying the scent of damp stone and something faintly metallic. Maya felt her pulse quicken. "It is working," she whispered. The door is responding. The opening grew wider as the vibrations continued, revealing a passage large enough for the team to enter. Beyond it, they could see faint lights dancing on walls and water flowing in streams. The energy was stronger here, almost tangible, as if it was alive. Maya led the way, stepping carefully into the new passage. The walls glowed softly, illuminating intricate carvings that told a story she could not yet understand. Strange symbols pulsed in patterns, almost like a heartbeat. The floor was smooth, with small channels carrying clear water from somewhere deeper underground. Sarah knelt to touch a pool. The water shimmered under her fingers, and tiny lights danced around her hand. This place, it is alive, she said. Not like plants or animals above ground. It is alive in a different way. It has a mind, a rhythm. Liam ran his scanner along the walls. The energy is not just natural. It is artificial and organic at the same time. Whoever built this place understood both science and nature in a way humans are only beginning to grasp. Maya paused in the middle of the passage and looked back at her team. We are standing at the edge of something incredible. This is no ordinary kingdom. It is protected, alive, and ancient. We need to respect it and learn from it. As they moved deeper, the tunnel began to widen. Faint lights reflected off walls covered in crystals, and the sound of running water grew louder. Suddenly, the passage opened into a vast cavern. The ceiling was so high it disappeared into shadow, and glowing plants and crystals filled the space with soft, shimmering light. Waterfalls cascaded into pools, and the air felt charged with energy. Maya stopped, overwhelmed by the beauty and scale of the place. This is just the beginning, she said. We are not just explorers anymore. We are witnesses to something humanity has never seen before. Her team gathered close, their eyes wide with wonder. They had entered the hidden entrance, and beyond it lay the secrets of the underground kingdom, waiting to be discovered. Maya took a careful step forward, her eyes wide with awe. The cavern before her was enormous. Glowing plants hung from the ceiling like chandeliers, casting soft light across the enormous space. Waterfalls poured from high ledges into crystal clear. Pools and small streams ran along the smooth stone floor. The air was cool and fresh, carrying a scent of flowers and clean water. Liam whispered, I have never seen anything like this. It is perfect. It feels alive. Sarah bent down to examine a small creature scuttling near a pool. It had 6 legs and a translucent shell that reflected the glowing light. Even the animals here are unique, she said. Everything is connected. Nothing is wasted. This is a civilization in harmony with nature. Omar, usually serious and practical, could not hide his excitement. The architecture is incredible. Look at these bridges carved from stone, perfectly balanced. The builders must have understood both science and nature deeply. As they moved deeper into the cavern, Maya noticed faint movement among the shadows. Figures stepped out, tall and slender, with skin that shimmered faintly in the light. Their eyes were large and bright, and they moved gracefully. They wore simple clothing made from woven plant fibers and carried tools that glowed softly. Maya raised her hand slowly, showing she meant no harm. The figures paused, studying the humans carefully. One stepped forward. He had an air of authority, but no hostility. Maya sensed intelligence and curiosity in his gaze. Hello, she said softly. We come in peace. We are explorers. We mean no harm to your home. The figure tilted his head slightly, then made a series of gestures with his hands. Maya watched carefully. Slowly, she realized he was trying to communicate. Liam whispered, They are peaceful. They are observing us. We must be respectful. The figure led them along a narrow path. The humans noticed that the tunnels and walkways were carved naturally, but enhanced with clever design. Small mechanisms, powered by flowing water and glowing plants, kept the pathways lit and clean. The team realized this was not just a hidden city. It was a self-sustaining underground kingdom. Sarah stopped to touch a glowing plant growing along a path. It pulsed gently at her touch. "Even the plants respond to touch," she whispered. "It is as if the entire ecosystem is connected and aware." The figure paused near a pool and pointed to the humans, then to himself, and finally to a large crystal embedded in the wall. Maya nodded. She understood the gesture. The crystal recorded memories or information. It held knowledge. "Your technology is amazing," Maya said, speaking slowly so the figure could observe her gestures. "It works with nature, not against it." The figure's eyes widened slightly, as if pleased. He made more gestures, showing a pattern of movement through the cavern. Maya realized he was offering to guide them deeper into the heart of the Thais kingdom. The humans followed cautiously. The cavern opened into a large hall, filled with buildings carved from stone and crystal. Bridges crossed streams, and small waterfalls fell from ledges into quiet pools. Everywhere, the light from plants and crystals glowed softly. The humans could see the beings performing tasks, tending gardens, cleaning water, and building small machines that seemed powered by natural energy. Maya was amazed. This civilization, it is unlike anything above ground. They have balanced technology and nature perfectly. Sarah knelt beside a plant that glowed brighter when she touched it. They live without harming their world. They use energy in harmony with life. Humans above could learn so much from them. Liam's scanner beeped softly. "The energy levels here are incredible. This is not just power. It is knowledge, culture, and wisdom combined. The guardians here have mastered life itself." Omar examined the structures. "The engineering is remarkable. Natural materials, perfect balance, flowing water as energy. Every detail shows intelligence and care. It is a kingdom hidden, yet thriving." Maya paused in the center of the hall, looking at the beings who watched them silently. "We have to earn their trust," she whispered. "We cannot take anything. We must observe, learn, and respect. This is their home, and we are visitors." The figure who first approached them stepped closer, touching a small crystal. The humans watched as the crystal projected faint images in the air, showing the history of the kingdom. They saw ancient floods, earthquakes, and storms. They saw the guardians adapting, using intelligence and courage to survive. The humans realized that the kingdom was protected not just by nature, but by the beings themselves. Maya's heart swelled with admiration. "They are intelligent, creative, and peaceful," she said. "Humans above have much to learn from their courage and harmony. This is a true HFY moment. Humanity can rise to protect and preserve, just like them." The figure nodded and gestured for them to explore. Maya led her team along the paths, careful to touch nothing without permission. Every step revealed more wonders: floating lights, crystal gardens, and intricate water channels that powered machines without harming the environment. By the end of their first day in the underground kingdom, Maya and her team understood one thing clearly: this hidden world was more than a discovery. It was a lesson. The Guardians had built a civilization where intelligence, creativity, and respect for life were the highest values. The humans had arrived, not as conquerors, but as students ready to witness the greatness of life in harmony. Maya and her team had spent the night in a small cavern near the heart of the underground kingdom. The soft glow of crystals and the gentle sound of water created a calm, almost magical atmosphere. Even in her sleep, Maya could feel the energy of this place, alive and aware. When morning came, the Guardians were waiting, ready to show the humans more of their world. The first to approach was the figure who had guided them yesterday. His name, Maya learned through gestures and the crystal projections, was Nico. He was patient and calm, moving gracefully as he led the humans along a series of walkways and bridges. The team noticed that everything in the kingdom seemed connected. Water flowed into carefully carved channels, lighting glowed softly without bulbs or wires, and small machines worked in harmony with plants and creatures. Sarah could not stop marveling. "Everything here is alive and working together," she said. "It is like the kingdom itself is breathing. Even the machines respect life." Nico paused near a large pool. He gestured to the humans to sit and touched a glowing crystal nearby. Immediately, a series of images appeared in the air. The humans could see the history of the kingdom. Floods, earthquakes, and storms had challenged the guardians. Yet they had adapted and thrived. They built machines powered by water, plants, and natural minerals. They created a civilization without harming the environment where life, technology, and intelligence existed in harmony. Maya watched the projection, her mind racing with admiration. "They are brilliant," she said softly. "They understand nature and science in ways humans are only beginning to learn. They are creative, strong, and peaceful." Nico gestured toward the humans, pointing to their hands and then to the machines and plants. Maya understood. The guardians wanted to teach them how their world worked. Liam stepped forward eagerly, examining a small device powered by flowing water. He traced the path of energy as it moved through crystals, illuminating lamps and powering tiny machines. "They have created self-sustaining technology," he whispered. "It works with life, not against it. This is genius." Omar was studying the stone structures. Every bridge, every channel, every building is perfectly balanced. They understand physics and engineering, but they also respect nature. That is rare in any civilization. Sarah knelt by a glowing plant and touched its leaves. Light pulsed gently under her hand, responding to her touch. Even the plants are part of the system. They are intelligent in their own way. They respond, communicate, and cooperate with the machines and guardians. This is harmony on a level we cannot imagine above ground. Nico led them further into the kingdom, showing gardens, workshops, and small libraries carved from crystal and stone. Each space was filled with glowing devices and living plants working together. Maya could see the guardians tending the gardens, cleaning the water, and repairing machines. There was no rush, no chaos, only purpose and balance. Maya felt a deep respect for these beings. She had seen many civilizations above ground, but none like this. The guardians had survived natural disasters and learned from them. They had used intelligence, courage, and cooperation to build a hidden world where life could thrive. "This is more than survival," Maya whispered to her team. "This is mastery of life with respect. Humanity can learn from this." Nico gestured for them to follow him to a large crystal embedded in a wall. He touched it, and a series of images appeared, showing inventions the guardians had created. Machines powered by water and plants, devices that purified air and water, tools that repaired broken structures without harming living things. Maya could see the guardians' knowledge, their creativity, and their care for life in every detail. Maya knelt before the crystal, watching the flow of information. She realized that humans could use these ideas to improve the world above. If people learned to respect life and combine intelligence with care, they could solve problems without destruction. She felt hope for humanity. Sarah asked, "Can they teach us how to do this?" Maya nodded. Through gestures and projections, Nico began showing small lessons. They learned how plants could power lights, how water could move machines, and how energy could be used without harming nature. Liam eagerly studied every detail, sketching designs in his notebook. Omar and Sarah absorbed everything, fascinated by the Guardian's ability to balance technology and life. By the end of the day, Maya felt that the humans and the Guardians were forming a bond. The Guardians had observed the humans, tested their patience and respect, and now allowed them to learn. Maya realized that this was trust being earned, and it was precious. The underground kingdom was a treasure not only of knowledge but of values, respect, intelligence, courage, and harmony. As night approached, Maya looked around the glowing kingdom. She could feel its energy pulsing gently, like a heartbeat. She knew the humans had much to learn, but she also understood something important. They were capable. Humans had courage, intelligence, and creativity. If they used these gifts wisely, they could rise to protect life, just like the Guardians. Maya smiled. The underground kingdom had opened its secrets, and the humans had proven they could learn and respect. The journey of understanding had begun, and the lessons they learned here would shape not only their future, but the future of all humanity. The underground kingdom had begun to feel familiar to Maya and her team. Every bridge, garden, and glowing crystal seemed alive, almost welcoming them. Yet, even in this serene place, Maya could not shake a feeling of unease. She had been monitoring signals from above the jungle, and something troubling had appeared on the scanners. Liam frowned as he studied the readings. Maya, there are groups moving toward the jungle. They are not explorers like us. They are equipped with heavy tools and machinery. It looks like they are trying to reach this area. Maya's stomach tightened. Poachers or miners, she said quietly. They do not care about nature. If they reach the jungle, they will destroy it. And if they find the entrance to the kingdom, the Guardians could be in real danger. Sarah's face turned pale. We cannot let that happen. We have to protect this place. Omar nodded. The surface world is dangerous, but we can use what we learn from the Guardians. We can outsmart them. Maya called Nico, the Guardian who had guided them, to explain the threat. Through gestures and crystal projections, she showed the team the incoming danger. Nico's eyes widened slightly, and he quickly gathered several Guardians to discuss what could be done. Maya watched as they moved with grace and focus, understanding the humans' concern. The plan that emerged was simple but clever. The humans and the Guardians would work together to protect the kingdom without revealing it to outsiders. Natural barriers, hidden paths, and illusions created by glowing plants and crystals could confuse and stop intruders. Maya felt a surge of hope. Humans above ground could be clever and brave, and with the Guardians' knowledge, they could protect this hidden world. The next morning, Maya and her team followed Nico to the jungle floor above the kingdom. They moved quietly through thick trees, careful not to disturb the environment. The humans were impressed by how well the Guardians understood the jungle. Every vine, every tree, every animal seemed to be part of a protective network. As they approached the area where the intruders had been detected, Maya saw evidence of their plans. Traces of heavy boots, marks of machinery, and small clearings indicated that the intruders were already preparing to advance. Maya signaled her team to be ready. Liam and Omar quickly set up devices to monitor the intruders' movements. Sarah observed the plants and wildlife, noting natural ways to block paths and guide animals to create obstacles. Maya felt a sense of determination. We will protect the kingdom, she whispered. We will use our minds, courage, and teamwork. This is humanity at its best. As the intruders moved closer, the Guardians began to use their unique abilities. Glowing plants shifted positions, creating walls of light that disoriented the outsiders. Vines moved like hands, guiding and blocking paths. The intruders looked confused, unsure which direction to go. Maya watched with pride. The Guardians were using intelligence and creativity, but the humans were helping too. Liam called out, we can use mirrors and reflections from crystals to create illusions. It will make the intruders think the paths are longer or lead somewhere else. Maya smiled. Do it. Every trick, every barrier, every clever idea counts. We are not just protecting a kingdom. We are proving that humans can protect life and work with nature. The intruders tried to cut through trees and force their way forward, but the humans and guardians anticipated each move. Small channels of water were redirected to create slippery paths. Plants and animals moved strategically, confusing the intruders and making them hesitate. Maya could see frustration growing on their faces. Sarah whispered, "They will never find the entrance." The jungle itself has become a guardian, and we are guiding it. Hours passed, and the intruders grew more and more lost. Their machines jammed in the mud, and they became exhausted from navigating the ever-changing paths. Finally, they gave up, retreating from the jungle without discovering the hidden kingdom. Maya and her team breathed a collective sigh of relief. The kingdom was safe, and the intruders would likely never return. Nico approached and touched each human on the shoulder gently, a gesture of respect and gratitude. Maya felt warmth in her chest. Humans and guardians had worked together, combining courage, intelligence, and creativity. The hidden kingdom had survived, and humanity had proven itself capable of protection and wisdom. That night, back in the underground kingdom, Maya looked at the glowing lights and flowing water. She realized that this adventure was more than exploration. It was a lesson in responsibility, in cooperation, and in the power of the human spirit. Humans could be destructive, yes, but they could also be heroes, protecting life and learning from it. Sarah smiled beside her. "We did it. We protected them," Maya nodded. "And we will continue to protect what is good. This kingdom is safe for now, but we must remember our role. Humanity has the power to protect and preserve, just like the guardians." The underground kingdom glowed softly, as if acknowledging their success. Maya knew that this was only the beginning. The surface world might still be full of danger, but humans had shown courage, creativity, and intelligence. They were capable of protecting life, earning the guardians' trust, and proving that humanity could rise to greatness. The morning sun barely touched the jungle above as Maya and her team returned to the hidden kingdom. After the encounter with the intruders, the underground world seemed even more alive, as if it had absorbed their courage and now pulsed with renewed energy. Nico met them at the entrance, his calm presence offering reassurance. The guardians had gathered, ready to continue strengthening their home. Maya looked around at the glowing plants, flowing water, and shimmering crystals. She felt a deep sense of purpose. "We need to help them," she said. "We protected the kingdom once, but we can do more. We can make sure it will stay safe for generations." Liam nodded, his mind already working. "We can use natural barriers and clever designs to mislead anyone who comes from above. If we plan carefully, they will never find the entrance again." Sarah crouched by a stream, observing how the water flowed. "We can redirect it," she said. "Not to harm, but to create paths that are confusing for anyone trying to enter. It will be like a living maze." Omar studied the stone bridges and walls. "We can use small rock slides, hidden pits, and natural traps that blend with the environment. Anything artificial will stand out, but if it looks like nature, intruders will never suspect." Maya and her team, together with the guardians, set to work. They moved through the kingdom quietly, touching plants that glowed to shift their positions. Vines were guided to twist into natural barriers, and streams were redirected to make paths slippery or misleading. The guardians moved with precision, combining their knowledge with the humans' creativity. Maya watched as her team worked. Every human contribution added something new. Liam built small reflective devices using crystals to create illusions, making walls appear taller or paths appear longer. Sarah placed plants in patterns that glowed differently when someone touched them, like warning signals for intruders. Omar rearranged rocks subtly to guide movement without disturbing the flow of water. Hours passed, but the humans and guardians worked tirelessly. The underground kingdom responded to their efforts. Plants shifted, water changed course, and glowing crystals brightened or dimmed according to the humans' designs. Maya could feel the harmony of nature and intelligence blending. The kingdom was alive, but now it had new protection. Nico approached Maya, gesturing toward a narrow tunnel. Maya followed him and saw a group of young guardians learning to move silently along the paths. She realized that the kingdom was not only safe because of barriers, but also because its inhabitants had courage, intelligence, and training. They are learning from us as much as we are learning from them, Maya said quietly. The guardians are wise, but they respect human ingenuity. Together, we can protect this place forever. Sarah pointed toward the surface. The intruders could return, she said. We need ways to detect them before they reach the jungle. Maybe signals or vibrations from plants could warn us. Maya nodded. Yes, we will combine technology and nature. Our goal is not to fight, but to prevent conflict. This is true protection. This is what humans can do when we respect life and think creatively. As the day went on, small tests were carried out. Guardians pretended to intrude into certain paths, and humans helped set illusions and barriers. Every attempt to reach the kingdom failed. The humans cheered quietly, and the guardians observed with interest and approval. Maya felt pride swell in her chest. Humanity had used courage, intelligence, and teamwork to protect life. Later, Nico led Maya and her team to a large pool in the center of the kingdom. The water reflected the glowing lights above, creating a mirror of the entire hall. Nico touched the water, causing patterns to ripple and change. Maya understood the gesture. The guardians were showing appreciation and trust. Maya smiled. We did it together, she said. Humans and guardians working as one. This is what we can be at our best. Protectors, thinkers, and creators. That night, Maya sat quietly near a small waterfall, listening to the soft hum of life in the kingdom. The humans had strengthened the defenses, learned from the guardians, and proven their intelligence and courage. The jungle above, the kingdom below, and the humans in between formed a circle of protection and trust. Sarah sat beside her. I never imagined humans could make such a difference, she whispered. We are part of this now, not just visitors. Maya nodded. Yes, and we must remember this. Protecting life is not just about stopping harm. It is about creativity, respect, and courage. Today, we showed that humanity can rise to that challenge. The glowing kingdom reflected their determination. Humans had learned from the guardians, and the guardians had learned from the humans. Together, they had built stronger defenses and a stronger bond. Maya felt hope for the world above and below. If humans could use intelligence and courage wisely, they could protect not just hidden kingdoms, but all life. As the team prepared to rest, Maya looked around one last time. She could feel the heartbeat of the kingdom, steady and strong. Humanity had proven that it could rise to challenges, protect the innocent, and shine with creativity and courage. The guardians trusted them, and the hidden kingdom was safe, glowing brighter than ever. Maya stood at the edge of the hidden kingdom, looking back one last time. The glowing plants shimmered softly, the waterfalls whispered gently, and the guardians moved gracefully through the stone pathways. Her heart was full of awe and gratitude. She had come to the jungle seeking adventure, but she was leaving with knowledge, wisdom, and a promise to protect something extraordinary. Nico approached, his tall figure moving with calm precision. He gestured for Maya to come closer. In his hands, he held a glowing crystal, radiating light and energy. Maya reached out carefully. As her fingers touched it, she felt warmth and a sense of connection. The crystal recorded history, knowledge, and wisdom. It was a gift, a symbol of trust and friendship. Maya nodded respectfully. "We will honor this gift," she said. "We will protect your world and share what we can to help humans above learn to live in harmony with nature." Nico touched her shoulder gently, then gestured toward her team. Liam, Sarah, and Omar stepped forward, and he repeated the gesture with each of them. Maya understood. The Guardians were accepting humans as allies, not intruders. Humanity had proven courage, intelligence, and respect, and the Guardians had recognized it. The team spent the next day documenting everything they had learned. They studied the glowing plants, the water-powered machines, and the intricate paths. They observed the Guardians performing their daily tasks, understanding the careful balance between life and technology. Maya realized that the lessons were not just for survival, but for the future of humanity. Sarah knelt beside a pool, tracing the patterns of glowing fish. "Everything here works together," she said. "The plants, the water, the creatures, and the machines. It is a model for how humans could build the world above without harming nature." Liam examined a small water-driven machine. "The energy here is clean, constant, and sustainable. Humans above could learn to create systems like this. We can do more than destroy. We can protect and create." Omar smiled as he studied the stone bridges and crystal pathways. The Guardians combine intelligence, creativity, and care. Humans have the same potential. We just need to choose to rise to it. Maya gathered her team in the center of the kingdom. "We came here seeking discovery, but we are leaving with a mission," she said. "We will protect this kingdom's secret, but we will also carry the lessons to the world above. Humans can be guardians too. We can protect life and use our intelligence and courage for good." As the day ended, the team followed Nico to the hidden exit. The jungle above was quiet, almost serene after recent threat. The entrance was carefully concealed with vines and moss, just as it had been before. Maya paused, taking a final look at the hidden world. She felt hope and responsibility. The kingdom would remain safe because humans had learned and the Guardians had trusted. Then Maya turned to her team. "This is not the end. It is a beginning. Humanity can rise to greatness if we choose to. We have seen it here. We have felt it. Now we must act on it." They climbed back toward the surface carefully, leaving the underground kingdom intact, untouched, and thriving. The jungle seemed to welcome them as they emerged, birds singing and leaves shimmering in the sunlight. Maya felt the contrast between the surface world and the hidden kingdom. The humans above could be reckless, but they also had the power to protect, create, and rise to challenges. Once outside, the team packed their equipment and prepared to leave the jungle. Maya held the glowing crystal carefully in her hands. She felt its energy, its wisdom, and the weight of the responsibility it carried. "We have a duty," she said quietly, "to share knowledge, to inspire, and to protect life wherever we can." Sarah looked at her, eyes shining. "We can change things above. Humans can learn from this. If we can protect the kingdom, we can protect the world." Liam added, "We have seen what is possible when courage, intelligence, and creativity work together. That is humanity at its best." Omar nodded. "We have proof. Humans can rise to greatness. This kingdom is our guide, and now it is our responsibility to act wisely." As they walked toward their aircraft, Maya took one last glance at the jungle. She felt a deep connection to the hidden kingdom and the Guardians. The lessons she had learned would stay with her forever. Humanity had the potential to be protectors, creators, and guardians of life. They had the intelligence, courage, and heart to rise to challenges and preserve the world for future generations. The aircraft lifted off. carrying the team above the dense jungle. From above, the hidden entrance could not be seen, and the kingdom below glowed softly, safe and alive. Maya looked out at the horizon, feeling hope and determination. Humanity could achieve greatness. Humanity could protect and preserve. Humanity could rise. And somewhere deep beneath the jungle, the guardians watched, trusting that humans had earned their friendship and respect. A new alliance had formed between humans and guardians above and below ground. It was a bond built on courage, intelligence, and the human spirit. Maya held the glowing crystal, feeling its warmth and light. She knew the world above had much to learn, but she also knew humanity could rise to the challenge. The hidden kingdom had taught them that respect, wisdom, and courage could create a future worth protecting. And Maya smiled, knowing that humanity was capable of greatness.